Hello, my name is Melissa. I'm an embodiment and movement facilitator. I'm a single mama to a 5-year-old currently and living in New York City. Hope this video finds you well. And the intention behind everything that I share are really just insights into my personal experience that I'm learning, and also really trying to help break through the noise of what so much is being put out there. And the core of my work, which is really my life, it's the thing that really helped me to shift the way that I experience reality, giving me deeper understanding in ways that I actually feel in my body. It feels like lived embodied experiences versus just information that I knew and I was trying to follow and act on and live by. And as someone who's been on this journey of self-discovery intentionally, over, I want to say now it's been close to 20 years. And that started with transitioning from my corporate job into then becoming a personal trainer. And that was at, when I was the age of 28, 29. And I was always into positive thinking most of my life. I was known as that person who was a dreamer, positive thinker, but I wasn't feeling that. And so it led me to take extreme actions, take that leap, and going into entrepreneurship, which I hear a lot of coaches now saying, because life is a mirror to your inner reality, your entrepreneurial journey does reflect reflect what you've believed to be true, what you've been carrying. And so I've navigated a lot of those things, and I still navigate those things. I think one of the things that we have to understand, and something that I'm always reminding myself, because there's such beautiful people that now we have access to because of social media, is that they're also human. And whenever I find myself kind of feeling like, oh, I'm like pedestaling them, I'm like, no, they're just human. And the reason why I admire them so much is because they're really fully more in their knowing. They are being authentically themselves, and that's the draw. And to live that life that I admire so much of that person, it's not about following their lifestyle, really. It's about how much more can I become in my body, embodied in who I am, to not get swayed on the things that I desire, my dreams, which are really part of your mission and your purpose. And I feel like the word mission and purpose has been made into this big, grandiose thing, but everyone has one. And it's really revealed through the things that really interest you, that you feel called and drawn to. To you, it might seem like nothing at all. But what I realized in my own journey, a lot of the things that I thought were really nothing at all, things that I were naturally good at, or things that I was drawn to, I realized how much medicine there is in that gift and sharing it, because not everyone has that same thing. And same goes for you. There's probably a lot of things that you have, your gifts, that could really help me. And seeing this whole journey as we embark as an individual is really this human journey or human school of learning more of who we are, and practicing and creating and exploring those aspects of ourselves to really bring them out into our reality. And again, it doesn't look like anyone else's because it's yours. And what's yours is what's actually helping to contribute in a bigger level, if that's what you desire, to change the world. The world will go on as it is, and the only thing you really have control over are your experiences and how you express yourself because of those experiences. And so going on this whole wild ride, and I feel like it is part of everyone's journey of going for the tools, going for the coaches, going for the retreats, going for all these experiences that we're drawn to discover who we are. And for me, what I discovered was I was still reaching for all of these things because I felt that what I was experiencing here in my body had to be different, and that the thing that I wanted was outside. And so there's still this level of, I'm investing in myself, but I'm investing in myself so I don't have to feel like this, and so I can go there. Ultimately, I'm out of my body, right? And if you really think about how often you do things to get there, really just think about it. And once you think about it in one area of your life, you'll notice it in a lot of different areas of your life, and you'll see how it is this thread that you'll see that you'll be like, oh wow, this is the pattern that I've been operating under, where I have been taught when I feel certain sensations that they're wrong and I need to fix them. And that's, I want to say, for everybody. We've been conditioned that way. That's how we evolved. We needed that when we didn't have the technology, when we didn't have, the things that we do now, when we were actually living in more primal times where, yeah, we felt something, we're like, okay, we had to act on it, but we've evolved, right? And if you think about a lot of the things that cause depression, anxiety, or even like suicide, it's not, and I'm not saying this to diminish, these experiences, what we feel is so real. What we feel can feel so painful. That is all true. But when you look at it from a higher point of view, you think of all these causes, it really comes from a place of the mind, right? Like what we believe to be true versus what is actually a threat to our physical body. And so, I gravitated to all these tools, and then I realized, not that long ago, a year ago, that I was still gravitating to these tools as a way to escape what I'm feeling now, or to fix it. You might not even use the word escape, but if you're trying to fix something, if you're trying to make sure everyone is okay, that is escaping. You're trying to escape what you're feeling in your body. And what you're feeling in your body is, like what I said, that what you're experiencing is bad and you must do something, like act on it impulsively. And when I started to really stay with the sensations, what I noticed was this subtle awareness that started to surface of that pattern, and also in how it made me create this reality and ultimately this identity of Melissa, single mom, Korean, the girl who didn't have these things, in a specific way that kept me out of my body, and instead kept me in those identities, kept in those experiences, past experiences and stories. And that is how we experience life, through stories. But when the story is you're a victim and it ends there, or that the story is what you're experiencing is wrong, you must fix it, and it ends there, then that story perpetuates. It can manifest in so many different ways, whether it be in romantic area of your life, work life, whatever it is, it will manifest. And for someone who, I'm a very articulate person. I've always been very word heavy, very drawn to words, which words are a powerful tool, but they're just that. If I'm using the words to, again, fix. And this is what kind of kept me in the loop, even when I embarked in the spiritual journey, which spiritual is just being human. Spiritual, there isn't an aesthetic or a look to being spiritual. Being spiritual is being human, being authentically you, and navigating, traversing this life, knowing that you are here to learn and grow. But I found that all these practices, whether it's breath work, yoga, even like personal training and energy work and being part of communities like Women's Collective, um, frequency work, it was still like me trying to escape something. I like couldn't stay with the sensation until I really started to practice that. I was like, okay, like I have all this information. Can I just stay with myself? Can I stay? And yeah, that's when I was saying I started to notice, I'm like, oh wow, my body's revealing in all the ways where I'm still doing all these things because I'm trying to escape the sensation. And when I sat with it, lots of grief, lots of sadness, lots of anger, lots of disappointment. I mean, there's so many words to describe what I felt, but I had to just drop into my body and allow those sensations to be there without moving it to another story to make sense of it. And that's the hardest part, because we've all been so conditioned to be in certainty. You know, everything, even in our outer reality, why do we do things? So we know for sure that this is going to happen, right? We chase the outcome. We need that certainty. But to tune into and tap into a different level, where you are truly living as this conscious spiritual being and living a life that opens you up to express more of your gifts and to share them and create them, and living this life in a way where you feel more in alignment with who you are. The requirement is learning to be in the uncertainty, because if you're always in the certainty, then you're not experiencing different levels. You're experiencing the same thing over and over again. You're experiencing your same version of yourself. And to experience that different version of yourself, requirement is uncertainty, not knowing. And so it all kind of like, I saw how it all connected to this idea of certainty. Like one example was, you know, when I was doing my inner child work, and even more recently, I remember feeling fear, a lot of fear, and then a lot of anger. And then underneath that, I started to recognize some level of disappointment, because I noticed with my son, whenever I would get angry at him, consistently I would stay in my body. I noticed, oh, underneath that anger is the disappointment that I'm not a good mom, or that I disappointed him, and I don't know how to feel that disappointment or grief, so I just project it with anger or more controlling. And then when I sat with that disappointment, I'm like, oh wait, that disappointment was mine from when I was a little kid, what I felt. What does that disappointment need? Reassurance. Not more stories, not more fixing, just a reassurance that what I'm feeling, yes, very real, and it's okay, right? So much of what I do now for my son is when he feels bad, is like, it's okay, I'm here. I don't try to make sense of it. I don't, like I used to, I don't tell him like those are the rules. No, I just tell him it's okay. Because we are feeling beings, we experience life through our bodies. And the more that our bodies are actually in the equation of experiencing life, meaning we're not just in our head all the time, that's when things become much, much more easier and graceful. Not saying that you're not going to feel all the emotions, that's part of it. You know, the part of being a human is experiencing all the different things. You want to experience all these things. Well, requirement is being in uncertainty, allowing yourself to experience all those things, knowing that you're not bad, just learning and growing and evolving into this higher or more whole version of yourself. I'm kind of using the word whole now versus higher, because I still see that linear thing for me. But the more that I learn and grow from the obstacles or challenges or the things that people might deem as mistakes, and I stay with the sensations, it allows me to alchemize and integrate that experience, where I become more of myself in a way where I'm like whole, right? Whole, this like spherical thing that's like expanding out versus higher self. And so that's the way that I've been picturing it more and more. I use it interchangeably because it is something new, but recognizing that life is about that, no matter what the age, and it's never too late. And I think in this process, it's also taught me staying in my body is the most kindest thing I can do for myself and for others. I used to do this work and I would feel so bad that I'm not engaging in all the people pleasing ways, but I saw clearly after a while, I'm like, oh wow, that was really taking away from me experiencing more of myself in this full way. And when I am full, when I am whole, I'm actually able to give to the things that matter the most, which are the things and people and activities in my environment. More specifically for me is my son and the clients and the people within my community. And the more I just focus on that, it naturally grows. And so the invitation here is to notice, drop into your body. It's like an all day thing for me. It's like breathing now, like I can feel it. But the more you drop into your body, the more it becomes a way of being, the more you become a clearer version of yourself in a way that you would be proud of yourself. You wouldn't need anyone else to validate your experience, and you would feel more at home with yourself. Let me say, you wouldn't need anything. I feel like human experience is about kind of like these ebbs and flows, but you will move through life feeling much more connected. And so if any of this stuff resonated with you, I have my Mother as Source. It is my mentorship where I guide women only for this container to come back to themselves. And we do weekly sessions, and then throughout the week, having contact with me with any questions or anything that I can do to support these women or you along the way. But it's really an experience that you learn so much about yourself in a way that you can carry for life. And then I have my movement coaching, which I just opened this. Being a personal trainer, I had taken a break because of just like the linear way that I was operating, and now I've come to a place where I feel more called to do the movement coaching. I call it movement coaching, not personal training, because it's not like where I give you a program. It's more of reconnecting with your body, inhabiting your body through different movements, exercises, in a way that gives you, just an experience that you have not experienced in your body. And so if that resonates with you, that's more physical. Mother as Source has a mixture of that physical, but it's also more of like a felt experience. And so those two options are available for you. If not, just stay in your body, guys. I'm telling you, it will transform your life. Do a 30-day of just like inhabiting your body, staying with the sensations. Do that consistently and just notice what is revealed to you, because so much will be. And I'm so curious, if you do this, let me know. You can always DM me through Instagram or send me an email. All the information is below. So sending you so much love.